All right, here we come. We're driving into the Barefoot Beach part of Bonita Springs. We're on Bonita Beach Road and we're about ready to turn. Right as you get past this light here, it becomes Hickory Boulevard. All that white stuff, that's sand. That's normally grass. It's not normal to have sand. Look behind those houses. Do you see the beach? The beach is 50 to 100 feet smaller than it was before Helene and Milton. All of that sand right there, you can't see it from this angle, but it looks like we've been hit with a snowstorm, right? All that sand is anywhere from a foot thick to 3 foot thick to 4 foot thick. The average is about 2 foot thick. It is just mind boggling the amount of sand that has been displaced. Now, after Hurricane Milton hit on Wednesday, it took them all the way to Saturday to be able to let people drive on this. So if you didn't have a four-wheel drive vehicle, you couldn't get down the road. And it basically was, it was like sand dunes. Like if you were to go out into the sand dunes like in Nevada or something like that. So all these houses here, they've all been built in the last, say, 10 years. They're very, very nice, very, very expensive, and they take up most of the lot. They've all been built to the current codes that are out there today, so they can take a beating from these hurricanes. The thing about these houses, though, is that they're getting closer and closer to the ocean, and not because they want to. These storms coming in, and the way that the angle of the storm surge and the ferocious hurricanes that are 100 or to 200 miles away from us, they're throwing all this storm surge. And this is not something that's very common, or not something that we're used to in this area. So what we're doing here is we're taking our drone and going down and showing you all the way down this road. So there is a very large pile of sand. They're putting it down on Lover's Key. The part of Lover's Key where they're keeping all the equipment for the bridge that they're building for over the Big Carlos Pass. They're keeping their equipment there. And there's also the storm debris from Fort Myers Beach that came from Hurricane Helene. They just started hauling away the debris. They haven't hauled away the rest of the debris since then. They haven't started that yet. Those lots right there, that lot where that white van just went by, that has 4 foot of sand on it. It's mind-boggling. So inside of these houses, a lot of them, they put garage doors on both sides. And the reason they do that is so that they don't have to re-put their knockout walls. These places right here are built to take the storm surge, and what they don't want to do is they have knockdown walls. They would rather let the hurricane flow underneath the building than to put up new walls. So these walls that you see on the outside, they're designed to fall out if they get too much pressure on them. So they put these garage doors on both ends of a lot of these houses. The sea just flows through. So right here, look at the staircase right there. You see how close that staircase is? That staircase used to be 200 foot from the edge of the water. The water here is different than in Fort Myers Beach. The water is about 10 foot deep right there. On Fort Myers Beach, the water is, it's pretty shallow, really far out, like 200 and 300 feet out. Here it's different. It's a different thing. So there's like a shelf. A pretty dramatic shelf compared to Fort Myers Beach. So these right here, these are excavators that have been just doing nothing but they're loading one truck after another. They have probably done 1,000 dump trucks so far, and I bet they've got 1,000 to 2,000 more just to get all the sand off of this beach. And they're taking the sand up to the Lover's Key. That pile, the last time I drove by, which was about an hour ago, was about 5 stories tall. It takes up about half of a football field. It is. I don't even have the words to describe it. It's just unbelievable, the magnitude of this thing. Mother Nature is ultimately powerful. I just can't even imagine the scale of this. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It looks like you're in Wyoming and they just had a normal snow. Look at what they're doing. They're digging out their parking lot, trying to get, and they're getting 2 and 3 and 4 feet of sand out of their parking lots. This is underneath one of the condos. So that's about 2 foot right there. This is a brand new building. They've never really ever even used it yet. It's not even complete. They started building that right before Hurricane Ian came in. So there's one of those dump trucks. They have Lee County dump trucks down here, and then they're contracting with other dump trucks, and they're just running nonstop getting this sand out of here. There are probably, when I came back today, this is Sunday, there were probably, gosh, I bet there were 40 bobcats running, cleaning people's lots out. There were probably 10 of those other machines. So this is the pile I'm talking about. Now, because we're so high up in the air, you can't really tell, but that is a very large excavator. That's a 340 series. That's a very big one. That's significantly bigger than what we do. It's got probably a 10-foot more reach than the excavators we have. We got 323s, and those dump trucks are dump, and that bulldozer just keeps pushing the sand up there. Down here in Florida, they would call this dirt. And they just loading it up higher and higher and higher. So now, mind you, there was no sand sitting there before this hurricane. So this hurricane, that pile was ginormous before they opened up the street and because there's only 2 ways to get onto Fort Myers Beach. You come from this area, the Bonita side, and then you have there's another bridge on the other end. It's called Matanzas Pass Bridge, and so without one of them, it really congests everything. That right there is about a $20 million house. So a lot of these still need to be torn down from Hurricane Ian. And right here, we're just going down with the drone and just trying to give you some scale. I mean, that looks like it should be sand, doesn't it? This is Dave Lockwood with Remove It Pros Demolition, 239-333-7678, 941-271-0000. If you're looking for demolition services, or if you need any sort of hands-on stuff done, we have 15 crews running right now. We're ramping up to 25 crews right now. Probably go beyond that, just depends, because we are now in Sarasota as well. And Sarasota took the direct hit on this. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.